Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Manatee County commissioners voting on a controversial development that includes thousands of homes and condos. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter is live outside the Manatee County Administrative Building with more on the Aqua by the Bay project. Jacqueline?
Good afternoon, Scott. What started as a heated public comment meeting has now turned into a public debate between commissioners who they themselves say they hadn't even heard about the updated changes to the Aqua Bay development project. Now, they are on a break for lunch right now and no vote has been made. But meanwhile, there was only standing room in there for a short amount of time as dozens of people were waiting to learn the fate of the Aqua by the Bay development project. Now, the Medallion Homes development led by Carlos Baruf would sit on over 500 acres off El Conquistador Parkway along Sarasota Bay. One of the biggest changes, the new plan states that would feature homes and condos that are no longer allowed to be higher than 95 feet tall. However, nearby residents still are not happy.
This process is much too soon. The information has not been given out to the public to disseminate, and the public should have a right to address the staff prior to the meeting.
So what we're facing today is a decision by the board based on inaccurate facts and lack of following their comprehensive plan and land development code. There's no doubt in our mind from looking at the policies that they're supposed to follow that they flat out have not followed.
Again, a lot of public comments saying that they have not been able to voice their opinion, rightfully so, to the commissioners. There has been no vote underway, and again, they are on a lunch break for right now. We will continue to keep you updated on this story as it develops, both on air and online at mysuncoast.com. In Bradenton, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. Also happening today, a final decision is expected on whether or not a recycling center will be built near the celery fields in Sarasota. A day-long hearing is underway in front of the Sarasota County Commission. Developers are presenting their plans to commissioners that include building a recycling center to process scrap metal, concrete, and debris. They say the new center would be about 950 feet from the edge of the celery fields and would have no impact on the wildlife. But nearby residents are concerned about that and the effect on their own health.
We offered to meet with the Audubon Society and their group privately in neighborhood HOAs. All were rejected. They chose, and no matter what type of discussions we had, they don't want anything on the quad parcels, whether it's the restaurant depot or the recycling facility. And they stated that multiple times.
Having additional traffic, especially truck traffic that clogs roads, takes a long time to turn, long time to get up to speed, is going to be very difficult for us as neighbors. Now, as far as ecotourism is concerned, having this facility in sight and in view of the celery fields, it'll dominate the view from the top of Mount Celery. It's just hard to fathom the negative impact that they may have on the county.
Commissioners are expected to vote on the issue later today. We'll have an update coming up in our evening broadcast beginning at 5 o'clock. New at noon, 2 people are hurt after an unusual crash on Siesta Key involving a golf cart. It happened last night along Beach Road near Beachway Road. Troopers say a man driving the golf cart had pulled over in the bicycle lane. After getting out of the cart, a driver hit the rear of the cart, causing the cart to then hit him. The man driving that golf cart was seriously injured. Troopers say the crash remains under investigation. Police in Northport looking for a man involved in an armed kidnapping. 27-year-old Aaron Gaynor is wanted for 3 counts of armed kidnapping, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and felon in possession of a firearm. Police are advising anyone who sees him to use extreme caution and call 911 immediately. The kidnapping incident was reported yesterday and the victims are okay. Gaynor's last known location was Arcadia, but police believe he may be back in the Northport area. Some scary moments for a Northport couple when their dog was bitten by a rattlesnake. Sandy Ruggiero let her 3 dogs out in her backyard last Thursday. That's when she says her dog Beast was bitten by an eastern diamondback rattlesnake around his right eye. Beast was able to kill the snake, but it took a frantic hour and a half before Ruggiero could find a vet that was open and had anti-venom.
His face was swelling up pretty bad. His eye was closed, shut, blood coming all out of it the whole time. You know, both his whole head was really, really swollen.
I wouldn't say that we've had an outbreak or anything along those lines. I think, you know, we live in Florida. The beauty of living in a place like this is we do get to see and sometimes interact with wildlife.
Beast is not out of the woods yet, but his vet says he's doing much better and has a long road to recovery. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help with the medical expenses for the dog. New at noon, the Ringling Circus is long gone from the Suncoast, and so are its trains. The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey train car was moved this morning from Palmetto to the Show People's winter quarters in Seffner in Hillsborough County. The quarters is a retired facility for those who worked in the circus and helps those in need from show business industry. RBX number 57 was built in 1953 by the American Foundry. It was originally built for passengers for the Union Pacific Railroad. In 1972, Feld Entertainment bought it and then converted it into the Red Unit Trainmasters. The Red Unit stayed in operation at the circus's last show in Providence, Rhode Island earlier this year. One man we talked to and worked and rode on that train for over 30 years, and to see it go is bittersweet.
It saddens me, you know, but it's bittersweet, you know. It was a good run, and I've got the fondest memories of a lifetime from traveling with the Ringling Brothers shows.
New train car's home will be located on Highway 932 in Seffner. It will be converted into a community center once it arrives. Let's check on our weather. They had nice weather for that so far today. John Scalzi off, Josh Stone in for him, and the hotness continues because I think Bob said it reached 95 yesterday.
96.
96?
Actually 96 officially.
Did we set a record?
1 degree shy of the record. It was 97. So, you
Close
know,
enough.
we forecast it was going to be hot, and it was darn hot. It's going to be hot today, but not as hot as it was yesterday. But what is hot is the tropics. Things are starting to heat up here. We've got a couple of systems we're watching. And in fact, we have a new tropical depression that just formed. That's right. I'm just foreshadowing what's to come here. The question is, will it affect us or will it affect somebody else? What is happening now is the radar is starting to show some signs of life with some shower activity on it. This is the beginnings of tropical moisture coming into the area. Right now it's 89 degrees, a few clouds out there. But check out what's going on to the southeast. That's the tropical moisture coming our way, and we have a better chance of rain in our forecast. We'll break this down for you when I return. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. President Trump was off script, letting the arrows fly in Phoenix, Arizona last night. The president quoting himself extensively on Charlottesville. But in his retelling, he omits his two most controversial comments, blaming instead the media. All while protesters and supporters clashed outside the arena. ABC's Lana Zak has more from Washington.
In an angry defensive screed, President Trump tried to shift the blame for Charlottesville.
I hit him with everything. I got the white supremacists, the neo-Nazi, I got them all in there, let's say. But yeah, KKK, we have KKK. I got them all.
For nearly half an hour of his 75-minute speech.
And they're bad people. And I really think they don't like our country.
The president said the media was really to blame.
If you want to discover the source of the division in our country, look no further than the fake news and the crooked media.
And he said his words were, quote, perfect.
To tell the truth, I'm an honest person, and what I'm saying, you know, is exactly right.
But as the president reread his statements, he left out his two most controversial points.
Display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides. You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Instead, the president crowd-tested a pardon for Sheriff Joe Arpaio, convicted of contempt of court for racial profiling.
Do the people in this room like Sheriff Joe?
While the searing divisions of this country were on display just outside.
The president also made veiled attacks on the two Republican senators from Arizona, even as one, John McCain, undergoes treatment for brain cancer. Mr. Trump also threatened to shut down the government over funding of his border wall. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, a massive civil rights rally is being planned to support an NFL player who knelt and protested the national anthem. And sparkling water is sugar-free, calorie-free, and hydrating, but how good is it really for you? We'll have the answer coming up in Health Smart.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro! Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Discover all the reasons the experts love Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Right now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Remember that song? Well, tropics are heating up. It's hot outside. It's all fitting, right? We have two Ds here, a disturbance and a depression. That's right, depression just formed. We'll talk about that in just a second. It's warm though outside, 89 here in Sarasota, 88 in Venice, 89 in Northport. So upper 80s across the board, making the heat index feel a little bit warmer. Talking about 96 in Sarasota, 96 in Northport. I don't think it's going to get as hot as it was yesterday in the mid-90s, but it's still going to feel quite warm, maybe getting close to that century mark, the heat index. So another warm and muggy day for us today, and also the clouds will be on the increase thanks to some tropical moisture moving into the area. Expect afternoon showers and some thunderstorms later this afternoon and into this evening. And then actually a rain chance will be on the increase as we go into tomorrow and on Friday, depending on what this system does. So here's what we got here. Radar starting to become active now. We have this disturbance, the southeast of Florida, that's going to bring in tropical moisture. Areas of heavy rain will take place. And I think by the time this all wraps up, talking about this maybe moving out of the area by Sunday, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall probably will be a safe bet as far as what this thing does for us. Some areas maybe even a little more than that. But you can see our Futurecast starts to become alive here by later this afternoon and this evening. Things kind of quiet down for the overnight hours, and then another round comes our way. But notice the shift now comes in from the south and west, because what's going to happen is this system is going to get caught up with a cold front here, or a trough to our north, and then get slingshot back up to the north and east. And it's a very slow-moving system, so this is going to take a few days for this to kind of get out of here. Now, the other system we're watching, even though this is not really going to affect, it's not going to affect us, but this was once Tropical Storm Harvey. Then that dissipated. And now it's gotten itself into the western Gulf of Mexico, tapping into the warm waters here. Upper level shear, not as prevalent, and it is now starting to re-strengthen into a tropical depression. Where is Harvey going to go? Well, looks like it's going to bank its way up towards Texas and potentially develop into a tropical storm maybe by this evening, and possibly as strong as a hurricane, a minimal hurricane, by the time it makes landfall. But then it may get stuck in this area, and you're talking about a lot of rain, maybe up to 15 inches of rain in some locations there, depending on how slow that system moves. So an unfortunate situation for those folks. For the boating forecast today, the high tide will be at 2:03 this afternoon. And there's your northeasterly winds at 10 knots. How about the 7-day outlook? Well, the tropical moisture will kind of hang around our area for a couple of days, and then it looks to taper off by the end of the weekend as dry air comes into the area. Scott?
Okay, Josh, thank you. In health news, to prevent surprise pregnancies, many states are mandating that doctors offer new mothers contraceptives at the hospital after they give birth. The use of birth control is usually discussed at a mother's 6-week follow-up appointment, but recently doctors have seen a rise in unintended pregnancies from those mothers within a year after having a baby.
In an effort to control this, we're really trying to encourage women to consider getting either an IUD or the arm implant while they're at the hospital before they go home.
It's also important to note that birth control devices do not impact a woman's long-term chance of having another baby. When a woman wants to become pregnant, it's simply removed. The key to happiness could be having compassion for others. According to a new study by a professor at the University of Miami, compassionate people tend to be more forgiving of others and have a stronger sense of life purpose. They're also more self-confident and more resilient. Exercises that can strengthen your sense of compassion include meditation and focusing on different people and thinking positively about them. Compassion is related to empathy and has been described as a feeling of loving kindness towards other people. Many people drink sparkling water as a substitute for soda, but how good is it really for you? Water, such as seltzer, has a low-sugar alternative to drinks like juice and soda, but there's some speculation that the carbonation could cause bloating, heartburn, and damaged teeth by eroding your enamel. But nutritionists say carbonated water really is harmless, and while it may cause heartburn in some people, there's no evidence it poses a serious threat. But again, moderation, as with anything, is the key. Sports is coming up next, but first let's get over to the kitchen and check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and find out what she has for us for lunch today. Judy?
You know, when we were children, we came home a couple times a week to some really delicious baked treats like brownies or Congo bars or even cookies. So I thought I'd do a throwback recipe that's a more modern interpretation using really decadent chocolate on chocolate wafers, and I'll tell you where you can find them, with butterscotch drops, coconut, and almonds. We're going to bring it all together, very similar to a coconut bar. A fun recipe I found a few weeks ago. And yes, it does have evaporated milk, so it's not for calorie counting, but I think you'll really like this. It's great to bring to book club or watching sunset, a nice sweet treat. So stay with me throughout the hour as I bring you these chocolate decadent coconut almond butterscotch bars. I'll be back in just a few minutes to start cooking it and to have a treat for everybody. Get that cold milk ready. You're going to like it with this treat.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Start your day with Ray, Jacqueline, and John, the new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Protesters are gathering in New York City outside of NFL headquarters to support Colin Kaepernick. The former 49ers quarterback started a movement when he kneeled during the national anthem last season. Civil rights groups and celebrities are expected to attend rallies in cities across the country to call on the NFL to re-sign Kaepernick. He opted out of his contract and is now a free agent. Kaepernick says he refuses to stand for the anthem because the U.S. oppresses African Americans and people of color. Some people are accusing NFL owners of not signing Kaepernick over his political views.
A lot of good positive things you can look at statistically and say, all right, this is the guy that at the very least deserves an invite to a camp to see if he has anything left.
A Change.org petition threatens an NFL boycott if a team does not sign him for this coming season. Controversy surrounding Confederate monuments now impacting ESPN. A network sports announcer named Robert Lee has been removed from a game. Lee was supposed to call a University of Virginia football game in Charlottesville this season, but that raised concerns with ESPN since the announcer has, of course, the same name as the Confederate general, Robert E. Lee, whose statue is in Charlottesville, is a hot-button issue right now. The network says the decision was made as the events in Charlottesville were unfolding, and they regret that who calls play-by-play for a football game has become such an issue. We'll make it 2 in a row for the Tampa Bay Rays. Lucas Duda and Corey Dickerson both homered for the first 2 innings for the Rays, and Chris Archer was good on the mound. He struck out 10 as the Rays beat the Blue Jays last night at Tropicana Field. Alex Colomé got his major league leading 37th save after getting out of a jam in the 9th, and the Rays hang on to win it 6-5 the final. Same 2 teams will play tonight in St. Petersburg. Here at home, the first high school football poll for the season is out, and 2 Suncoast teams are ranked. In Class 7A, Venice High School is ranked 3rd. Braden River is ranked 5th in the state. And don't forget, you can watch highlights, interviews, and fan photos from upcoming games right here on ABC7 beginning this Friday night and all season long on Football Friday night. Malia Obama is officially a college student. The former First family was seen at Harvard on Monday, moving their oldest daughter into her dorm. The 19-year-old graduated high school in June of last year and chose to take a gap year before starting college. During her year off, she did a film and television production internship. There's no word yet on what she plans to major in. The classes at Harvard begin on August 30th. Well, it's a sweet tooth lover's dream today in the kitchen. Let's get back with Chef Judy to find out more about those chocolate butterscotch bars. Judy?
Okay, what we want to do is we want to melt 2 sticks of unsalted butter in a large saucepan, then we're going to pull it off the burner. Now I'm going to take my glass pan. I've already sprayed food release spray on the bottom. Then you're going to line it with parchment paper. Parchment paper is just great for baking with cheesecakes, almost anything, because it's just going to help you lift it. So with the goopiness and the stickiness of some of the ingredients like the chocolate and butterscotch won't make it stick. So we spray this as well, all right? And then we'll just kind of tuck that in, and we'll probably need to tuck it in as we go again. Now, I promised you I was going to use some decadent chocolate cookies. These are a double chocolate wafer I get over at the Fresh Market in the cookie aisle. And so they're basically a chocolate fudge frosted chocolate wafer. You can certainly use the plain chocolate wafers as well. Once the butter's melted, you're going to pour the chocolate wafers. What I do is I use a food processor and I grind them up, and then I just wipe that out, and then I grind up 9 graham crackers, and you'll get all the exact ingredients on our recipe. That equals 1 pack. 1 pack is 9, so that makes sense, whoever wrote that recipe. And again, you're going to go ahead and put that in your food processor, and we're going to mix this together. And this is going to form the base of these delicious bars. Now, the thing about this is not something you serve warm. In fact, you're going to need a few hours to cool it down as you go, okay? So let's move that out of the way. Let's bring this a little bit closer. There we go. Now, this is where what we're going to do. The texture is going to look almost like lumpy brownies, but that's what it's supposed to be, because remember, these are cookie wafers and graham crackers, so we're not getting smoothness, we're just making sure it's incorporated. And you want to make sure you really get that on all the edges. Once it cools down a teeny bit, you can just use your hands and press that down as well, but get those corners, okay? There, so. We've got the corners now. I'm going to give one last touch on this, and then I'm going to get ready to start doing my layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some chocolate chips. I'm going to work on that layer, and then when you come back, I'm going to finish up, and we'll get it in the oven baking, and you'll get to see what it looks like when it's done.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and cripple the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Junior, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, in a show of accountability, the Navy announces the release of a top commander as the search for 10 sailors continues. The sailors went missing after the USS John McCain collided with an oil tanker. Some remains have been recovered, but their identities have not been revealed yet. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Navy divers continue to search the USS John S. McCain for those 10 missing sailors. And at sea, the search area is expanding as authorities confirm they found the remains of some of the men inside the ship and one body at sea.
There's always hope, that sailors are resilient.
Until we have exhausted any potential of recovering survivors or bodies, the search and rescue efforts will continue.
Now, the commander of the 7th Fleet, Admiral Joseph Aucoin, has been removed from his post.
It was a significant impact to the side of the ship.
The 3-star commander was expected to retire next month, but the U.S. Pacific Fleet says they've lost confidence in his leadership and he's being dismissed today. There have been 4 accidents under his watch, 2 fatal, including the loss of life on the USS John S. McCain and 7 sailors on the USS Fitzgerald 2 months ago.
We will conduct a thorough and full investigation into this collision, what occurred, what happened, and how it happened. One tragedy like this is one too many.
U.S. officials told ABC News that the destroyer reported a loss of steering for 3 minutes prior to its being struck by the Liberian tanker ship. But officials caution it is not certain this led to the accident, as there are several other actions that could have been taken to avoid the deadly collision. The USS John S. McCain remains docked in Singapore right now as Navy divers continue to search the ship. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, Manatee County Commissioners vote to remove a controversial Confederate monument. The statue will likely be put in storage before the commission holds a public hearing to decide whether it should be placed, where it should be placed. Commissioners were concerned about public safety and future protests if it remained in front of the historic Manatee County Courthouse. Monday night's protest and counter-protest drew hundreds of people to downtown Bradenton and resulted in 3 arrests. Now, some commissioners say they're willing to write $500 checks apiece, also mentioning a possible GoFundMe page to pay for the statue's relocation. It's expected to cost about $12,000 to store and move that monument. At the state capitol, the Florida NAACP wants Governor Rick Scott to order the removal of a Confederate monument, flags, and memorials from the grounds of the state capitol. Civil rights group is also demanding lawmakers ban all Confederate monuments from public lands across the state. Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, a Democratic candidate for governor, has also called for the removal of the Capitol Confederate Monument and others like it.
Why would we have to cling so hard to these vestiges of the past, these vestiges of slavery and of the Confederacy? It has no real public purpose. These statutes probably do best in museums where they're put in their proper context, where we actually get to understand exactly what happened, and not in, I believe, places of honor as if they're to be glorified.
Recently, there has been a renewed push to replace a statue in the U.S. Capitol of Confederate General Edmund Kirby Smith with Mary McLeod Bethune, an educator and civil rights activist who founded what is now known as Bethune-Cookman University. Legislation is filed in both the House and Senate for the 2018 session to make that change. 9 Lakeland police officers are suspended after driving at very high speeds during a trip to a police dog competition. Police say they were tipped off by a caller who told them the officers were on their way home from the United States Police Canine Association regional field trials in the Panhandle. They were reportedly driving at speeds up to 100 miles an hour on a highway with a 70-mile-an-hour limit. The police chief says he's embarrassed and disappointed in their conduct. The officers were suspended for up to 2 days. Here's another form of community policing. Dash cam video captures a 92-year-old woman dancing with an officer in Austin, Texas. The sergeant in the video, Kim Lenz, says she was driving near the city's downtown last week when she noticed the woman dancing alone in the parking lot of her apartment building. So she drove up, turned up her squad car's radio, got out and started dancing with her. The video was posted to the police department's Facebook page and has been viewed now at last check more than 21,000 times.
I hope the lights were flashing like a disco light.
That would probably add to the atmosphere there. Really cool thing for her to do.
Sure.
But nothing cool about our weather again today, Josh. It's just plain hot outside.
Exactly. It won't be as hot as it was yesterday, thanks to more cloud cover coming in, but it's still hot out there. Also, the tropics are hot, and I'll tell you what, folks, this is going to be a really bad situation for Texas. And we'll get to that in the main weathercast. And I'm talking about really, really bad from what I've seen. As far as being bad for us, just a few spotty showers right now, but the rain chance will ramp up later on this afternoon thanks to more tropical moisture moving in here. It's pretty warm outside right now. It's 89 currently in Sarasota, but as we discussed, tropical moisture moving into the area, and that does mean we're going to have a better rain chance later today. Back to you.
All right, Josh, thank you. In consumer news, JetBlue is expanding its services, the airline adding 3 new routes out of Atlanta. This would double the number of daily flights the carrier operates out in that city. The new flights are to New York's JFK Airport, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando. There will be 2 daily flights from Atlanta to New York and Fort Lauderdale, and then 1 daily flight to Orlando. All 3 of these new routes, though, won't begin until next March. Verizon making some changes to its plans. The company is restructuring its unlimited data offerings into 2 new options. They're called Go Unlimited and Beyond Unlimited. The Go plan will be about $5 per line cheaper than Verizon's current unlimited plan and will limit video streams to standard definition quality. And the Beyond plan will cost $5 more than current plans and allow for HD video streaming. When the network is congested, Beyond users' data will take priority over Go users. Walmart wants to make voice shopping as easy as possible for its customers. The company is teaming up with Google to provide hundreds of thousands of items through voice shopping via Google Assistant. Customers will also receive personalized recommendations based on previous purchases, including items purchased at Walmart or on Walmart.com. Tonight, $700 million and counting are on the table for the Powerball drawing. The lump sum alone, more than $440 million. This is the 2nd largest jackpot in U.S. history. So why are we seeing these huge jackpots in recent years? Well, Powerball officials added more numbers to the mix, making it easier to win smaller prizes each week. Also, when more people buy the tickets, that jackpot goes even higher. Powerball officials expect to sell 170 million tickets between the last drawing and tonight's. And what will people do with that $700 million?
I would go on a cruise, I would buy me a car, and me and my family would go to Disney World together. We would live it up.
And with a lot left over, too. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot, well, only about 1 in 292 million. You can catch tonight's winning numbers right here on ABC 7 during our 11 o'clock newscast. Back to the kitchen now and see how that dessert is coming along with ABC 7 culinary director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
So we have the base, remember those decadent Bavarian chocolate frosted cookies we ground up. You can definitely use just plain chocolate wafers and graham crackers. Now let's do the layering, chocolate chips. Use like a semi-sweet chocolate chip. You don't want to go too dark chocolate on this. Now some recipes call for sweetened coconut. I prefer to use unsweetened coconut because this is a really sweet dish as it is. So to me, this makes it a little more tolerable. Believe it or not, I am not a chocolate nor a sweets eater. I just like to make it for all my friends. So we have the unsweetened coconut, about 1.5 cups, and then we have butterscotch bits. You can omit the butterscotch. You could use caramel bits. You can definitely use peanut butter if you prefer, little chopped peanuts in there, and then slivered almonds. How easy is this, right? Like I said, I think the hardest thing in this recipe is just being patient because it needs to bake, cool down, and then go in the refrigerator. So now we're going to take a can of sweetened condensed milk, and you're just going to basically zigzag around, making sure you can cover as much as possible on that. Preheated oven, 350 degrees. It works out to be about 25 minutes depending on your oven, and then you're going to take it out, and it is going to put a little more on the top. That's just for extra love. And then it's going to come out looking like this. So, comes out of the oven. I want you to cool it down for about 45 minutes. Then it has to go in the refrigerator for 2 hours. So this is, again, something you might want to do the day before. If you want an extra treat, put a little salt on the top. That's right, salt. You know, like that salted caramel feel? That's what you're going to get with that. Again, to me, I like that better because it gives it a little bite and it cuts down a little bit in the sweetness. When you're ready to cut the bars, it's going to be easier because we use the parchment paper. So this is going to lift right out, make cleanup easier too, right? And then we're going to be ready to cut these. So it's okay if it crumbles while you're cutting it because we don't need to be that fancy. We're not selling them at a bakery, but when you come back, you'll see how we've cut it and how good it tastes. I'll be back in just a few.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Hope you're enjoying this Wednesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone filling in for John Scalzi today. Well, 'tis the season, right? We're in hurricane season right now, and the tropics are heating up. We actually have two areas we're watching, a disturbance and now what just formed, Tropical Depression Harvey. We'll get to that in just a second. Right now it's 89 degrees, increasing clouds, so becoming mostly cloudy now thanks to tropical moisture coming in from this this disturbance that we're watching. Dew point at 76, humidity at 65%, north-northeasterly wind at 7. So here's the disturbance here, just starting to edge into the peninsula now with some activity here on the radar. Some showers taking place along the Suncoast around, say, Venice and just south of Sarasota. We'll put the Futurecast into motion. You can see what happens later on this afternoon, some spotty showers. Then by tonight, a little more widespread shower activity along the coastline. But we have a little bit of a break in the overnight hours, and then we get to do it all over again as we get into Thursday, as we're ramping up the rain chance to about 60 to 70%. As you can see, plenty of rain falling around the Suncoast for tomorrow early evening, and then more rain to come here down in southern Florida. By the time this is done, well, we could receive maybe about 2 to 4 inches of rain, maybe more in some locations, but this system really is not organized at all, so we're just going to have to monitor it and see what it does. But it will bring us plenty of rainfall over the next couple of days because it's very slow moving. Now let's shift to the other side of the Gulf of Mexico here, where we've got a new tropical depression. This is Harvey. It used to be Tropical Storm Harvey, then it lost its strength. Now it has reformed back into a tropical depression, and it is starting to gain strength. So what does this mean? It's not going to affect us, thank goodness. And I mean thank goodness, because this will start to gain strength, and it's possible by tonight this could intensify into a tropical storm. By the time it gets to the Texas coast, because it is looking to take that northwesterly track, it may be a minimal hurricane, not a huge Category 4, Category 5 hurricane, but check this out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't move very much. You're talking about a tropical storm not moving. Remember back in 2001, there was a storm called Allison, dropped 40 inches of rainfall in the Houston area, caused $9 billion of damage. This system here, Harvey, could rival that storm. It could actually surpass that. So that's going to be the biggest weather story of the weekend. And thank goodness that's not going to affect us. 91 degrees will be our high for this afternoon. There's your tropical moisture for the next few days. Then things start to dry out by the weekend. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. Today's amazing Suncoast woman chose a career that had her family on edge when she first started, but she has excelled at helping people during one of the toughest times of their lives. ABC 7's Linda Carson has her story.
Trina Eggert was born in Iowa. Her parents split up.
I moved to Dallas, Texas with my siblings and my dad when they divorced. So I mainly grew up in Dallas.
It was a happy time.
I was very fortunate being raised by my father. Every day he showed empathy and compassion to others. And because he did that, I learned from that, and I am able to pass that on to the families that I meet with every day.
She moved to Sarasota and got her associate's degree from State College of Florida. She wanted a career helping people.
I came to the realization that I could help people at the end of life and help families cope with a very difficult time. I decided to go back to school, and that's when I went to St. Petersburg College. Did the funeral service program there.
She'd been inspired as a child when a friend died.
I was very young and attended the funeral, and there was just a lot of comfort from the funeral home, from the funeral director there. It really changed my outlook on the end of life.
And so she attended a school for funeral directors in St. Pete. Her husband cheered her on.
My husband, he truly has been a good support system, and he supports everything I do.
And so does her son.
He will be 21 in October. He's in the United States Air Force.
She met Scott Kinney when they were students in St. Pete.
She's real, she's genuine. That really struck me, because this is not a profession that you can't be real in.
We realized that we had the same core values and what we wanted, what we envisioned the funeral home to be like.
And so they started their own funeral home business.
We took a big leap. We went out on a limb, and here we are, and we couldn't be any more happy. We are doing very well.
She believes that's because she and Scott care so deeply for their customers.
We're here to listen, to be supportive, to be there for the families.
And her life lesson?
I think we need to keep the empathy and the compassion alive.
When a family comes to a funeral home, it's often one of the most difficult times of their life. But this amazing Suncoast woman makes sure this very difficult time is also a time of comfort and peace. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to wrap up dessert with Chef Judy and a special tribute to a Marvel comic book icon. That story in entertainment news next.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design Relocation Sell-Off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. The all-new Chrysler Pacifica is the KBB 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner and was recently named Consumer Digest Best Buy Minivan for 2017. Get yours today for just $24,999 or get America's Best Value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Well, there we have it. Our toasted chocolate on chocolate, butternut, scotch, brownie, cookie, Congo bars. They're crunchy, they're really sweet. That condensed milk really brings it together. And these are going to hold up really well even if you're going to the beach. You're not going to melt down like some other things. Now, if you want this recipe, just go on to www.mysuncoast.com. Click on the recipes. We should have it up within 48 hours. And you'll see a video. Great dining options. Make sure you go visit our restaurant partners. And you can enter to win a $50 dining card to one of our restaurant partners here on mysuncoast.com. So remember, just take a sharp knife using that parchment paper and you have a perfect bite. Enjoy, and I'll send it back to you guys, but I'll save you some.
All right, Judy, they look delicious. Thank you so much. The man behind Marvel's superheroes honored last night in Hollywood. The extraordinary Stan Lee tribute was a 2-hour program featuring live appearances, video tributes, and an animated history of the comic book icon's career. The 94-year-old is the brains behind Marvel characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the Incredible Hulk.
I'm so lucky. Most people work a lifetime and nobody celebrates their career. I don't know how this happened to me, but I'm just incredibly grateful.
Actor Chris Hardwick hosted the ceremony. The program was also broadcast in 200 other theaters across the country. Morgan Freeman will receive the Screen Actors Guild's highest honor. The Oscar-winning actor will receive the Life Achievement Award for embodying the finest ideals of the acting profession. Freeman is already a Kennedy Center honor winner and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The 24th annual Screen Actors Guild Awards are set for January. The upcoming Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight is expected to be the biggest pay-per-view event in history. More than 50 million people could be watching it. That's according to combat sports and TV experts. If true, it could break the record, the pay-per-view revenue set back by the Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao fight 2 years ago. Mayweather and McGregor will meet this Saturday night in Las Vegas. And who wouldn't like to be these kittens? A pair of felines in New York are now $300,000 richer thanks to an inheritance left behind by their owner. Troy and Tiger now share a portion of their owner's $3 million estate. That also includes a large home in an exclusive section of the Bronx. Their late owner, author Ellen Fry Wouter, was 88 years old when she passed and a widow with no children. So her cats were her family, and now the two survivors are being taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Very nice.
In very nice fashion as well.
Well,
anything they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a little wet over the next few days thanks to tropical moisture moving into the area from a disturbance. I'm a little scaredy cat, though, of what's going to happen to Texas with a tropical storm spinning there for 3 or 4 days and a lot of rain coming down. That means a lot of trouble for them.
Yeah, a lot of flooding issues for sure. We'll watch that. Thank you so much for watching us today. We invite you back at 5 o'clock. Have a great day.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.